we got a question from one of our listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good one.
Okay.
They're asking, is it desirable to have stated times for private prayer?
That is a good question.
Yeah, and I think, we get that a lot, right? Like in our busy lives.
Yeah.
How do we find the time
Yeah. How do we
to actually make time?
make time to pray?
Because it feels like
Really.
one more thing.
Yeah, exactly. One more thing on that to-do list.
Exactly.
So,
Well, what's interesting is
Yeah.
a lot of times when we don't set aside that specific time, it leads to just not doing it at all.
that's so true.
Oh,
It's like, if it's not on the schedule, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
Like for me, it's working out, it's calling my family, it's even taking a break sometimes.
Right.
Like if it's not on the calendar, it's just not going to happen.
It's like,
Yeah.
you think about it like physical training, right?
Right?
Like you're not just going to show up.
And run a marathon
No.
without training for it
Yeah, you have to.
consistently.
Yeah, you got to.
And so it's the same thing with prayer.
Okay.
You have to be training for it.
Okay, so I'm starting to...
You're building that spiritual strength
Yeah.
so that when those times come when you really need it,
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, did the saints,
Yes.
like the big names,
Yes.
did they actually have a set prayer schedule?
Absolutely.
Right.
Think about David.
Okay.
He talks about praying 3 times a day.
Right.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel knelt in his chamber 3 times a day.
Oh, wow.
No matter what was going on.
No matter what was going on around him.
He was giving thanks to God.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
And if those guys,
Right.
with all of their, lives.
Yeah, with all their responsibilities.
Yeah, the drama.
Yeah, all the things going on.
Yeah, they can prioritize prayer.
Right.
It really puts things into perspective for us.
Yeah. Exactly. It makes you think,
Yeah.
what am I letting take precedence over prayer?
Yeah, what are we allowing to
Yeah.
take up our time?
And how can I reprioritize that to make sure that I'm
Yeah.
making time for what really matters?
Okay, so let's say we're convinced.
Okay.
What is the best time to pray?
Well, a lot of people like to do it in the morning and the evening because
Okay.
the morning you're starting your day,
Mhm.
surrendering your plans to God.
Right.
And the evening,
Yeah.
you're ending your day.
Reflecting.
Yeah. Reflecting, being thankful for the things
Mm.
that God has done.
Okay, but I feel like
Yeah.
maybe some people might be more of a night owl.
Right.
Some
Mhm.
people might like to do it at lunch,
Yeah. Totally. It's really a personal preference.
It's personal,
Yeah.
but I think what really matters
Okay.
is finding that time
Mm-hmm.
that works for you
Yeah.
and being consistent with it.
Okay.
And don't let
Trivial things get in the way.
the trivial things steal our prayer time.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's more than just checking it off the to-do list.
It is much more than that.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating
Yeah.
a spirit of prayer,
Okay, a prayerful spirit.
a prayerful spirit throughout the day,
Yeah,
being in constant communication with God.
like Nehemiah.
Yeah, like Nehemiah.
He was the cupbearer for the king.
Yeah, he had a very important job.
Yeah, a very important job. But he was still able to pray even in the midst of all of his duties.
Yeah,
So that's a good example for us.
a great example.
Yeah. Can we be like Nehemiah?
That's a good question
Yeah. Can we
for all of us.
be ready to pray
Yeah,
no matter what is going
no
on?
matter what's going on around you.
So how can we do that?
Well, I think a good first step
Okay.
is just setting aside
Yeah.
a little bit of time each day.
Okay, so set a specific time.
Set a specific time.
Yeah.
Maybe use a prayer app
All right.
or just be more mindful of God's presence throughout the day.
All right, so just take a small step.
A small step today,
Yeah.
and I think you'll be surprised
Okay.
at how much closer you feel to God.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me today.
It was my pleasure.
And thanks to all our listeners for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.